Hey friend, how is it going? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Jean. I talk everything mindset, success, business, growth, healing, the whole shebang. So if that's something you are into, definitely give a like and subscribe. But just wanted to share a topic on how aloneness is such a gift. And I know, I think as an adult, being alone and having those seasons where perhaps you just do things on your own a lot of the time and you are just living your life pretty solo, pretty alone, but not lonely kind of thing is just normal. We all go through that. Like I said, as adults, we go through so many seasons of change that I think it's just inevitable that we will find ourselves in a place where I'm just on my own right now. But just wanted to share some takeaways from being in a season of aloneness and how it is truly a gift if you're willing to look at it that way, if you're willing to not be a victim to it, if you're willing to not lament, how alone you are, how lonely you feel, how there's no one in your life or no friends in your life and all of these things, because I truly believe that this season can give you so many answers and clarity on who you are and what you want out of life. If you're willing to dig deeper, if you're willing to really sit with yourself, if you're willing to really ask yourself some questions about who you are and what you value. So something I've learned and really come to appreciate, that aloneness is one of those places where you can truly hear your own voice and ask yourself what you want, not what others expect from you or what you feel obligated to give to others or what you feel pressured to do for others or how you are expected to live based on your family or your friends or your conditioning or your cultural upbringing or your social upbringing. Being alone gives you enough space and clarity and quiet and time to really dig deep and get solid and convicted about what you want for yourself. And I know a perfect example for me has been, as I reached the end of my 20s and headed into my early 30s, the idea of, for example, having children. This is a big topic for anyone in that age range. I feel like if you haven't already asked yourself those questions, you start to ask yourself, do I want children, right? Is this a time where I start planning for that? Is this the time where I start considering what that could look like for the next 5-10 years of my life? If I'm going to, do this in my 20s and 30s. And I know being alone for the majority of my 20s and certainly at the end of my 20s gave me that time and space to really dig deep and say, do I want this for myself? Do I see myself having children? Do I see myself being a mother? Do I see myself building a family in that traditional sense? And I'm so glad I was alone because the answer came out to be no, right? And sometimes that is a hard answer for us to give ourselves because of our cultural, social upbringing, like I said, because of peer pressure, perhaps from those around us, or feeling like if everyone else is doing it, shouldn't I be doing it as well? But the answer is no, right? This is your life. You get to decide what you want out of it, what you value, whether or not a certain life path or journey truly resonates with you or is something that would fulfill you. And I just took a couple years to really sit with myself, to ask myself every single time, is this what I want? Is this what I want? To clarify, to get more convicted in that, to listen to stories, to have different experiences, and to not feel pressured by anyone or anything until finally the answer for me came up loud and clear. Simply, it came up without any, conflict or doubt, self-doubt, or any of that. It was just a simple, clear answer of no. And that's not to say, right, you don't build family in other ways and you don't build relationships. And I'm so excited to be an aunt figure and a godmother figure in so many other ways. But I'm so glad I took the time to ask myself that question, because obviously, whether it was a yes or a no, it's going to change my life and it's going to affect and influence my life for the rest of my life, right? And maybe to tack on to that point is that aloneness gives you time to build arguably one of the most consistent, unavoidable relationships in your life, and that is a relationship with yourself. yourself. Arguably, you cannot outrun yourself. You can't hide from yourself. You can't avoid yourself. You can change your circumstance, you can change your scenery, you can go traveling for months on end, you can hop into different relationships, you can eat your feelings, you can do all of these things to hide, to run, to avoid, to manage, to cope. But ultimately, you cannot get rid of yourself, right? This is a relationship that will follow you for the rest of your life. And if you don't take the time, like you would any other relationship, to build it with yourself, get to know you, like study yourself, learn how you're wired, learn what you value, learn what makes you tick and what doesn't, learn what you're passionate about, learn what doesn't resonate, learn what aligns and what doesn't align. This becomes a stable relationship that you can fall back on time and time again. And I've been thinking a lot lately about how when you have a level of confidence and self-trust and conviction about who you are, and you just know that you've got your own back, there's something about that is so powerful, so empowering, transformative, all the words you want to name that just feel good, that no one can give you but yourself. There's just something so powerful about that. And until you've reached that point, it's so hard to explain. But life just takes on a new flavor, a new dimension. You show up to life differently. You carry yourself differently. You dream differently and bigger. You speak with more boldness and conviction because you know I got me. You know the most stable person in my life that I can count on, that I can trust, that I can lean on, that I know is going to make good decisions for me now and for the future is myself. Because no one can build my life for me. No one can do the work for me and get the results that I want. And that's not to say that you isolate and that, you purposefully don't let people in, you purposefully keep yourself isolated, you purposefully not build community because you're thinking, all I need is myself, like I don't need anybody else. That's not what I'm saying at all. I believe so strongly in interdependence. I believe in community. I believe that you need relationships in your life to grow and to challenge you and to share the love, right? Like there's so much more we can do together. But the foundation of your life should be built on you versus you with you knowing yourself so that everything else flows from that place of abundance and love and joy and confidence that you've built within yourself. And again, going back to the topic at hand, that has come about because I've taken the time to be alone in certain seasons. I've taken the time to, like I said, develop my own voice, develop my own values, develop my own critical thinking, my own opinions about the world and about life, my own sense of compassion and heart, the things that I would fight for, the things that I would die for, the things that I don't care for, the things that I would go to bat for if I needed to, right? Those things make up who you are. And so often you can only develop that in a season where it's quiet, where you are alone, where you don't have a million different influences in your ear or in your heart or in your mind, right? So in different seasons, that for me has looked like actually not being on social media for months at a time because I need to take time for myself. Maybe not going out as much, maybe willingly and unwillingly, honestly, not having friends and being like, man, I don't got no friends. Like that kind of sucks, but I guess I'm going to have to learn to take myself out on dates and to be out in my community and to do things and not wait around for people to be there for me. I can start doing them with myself and I'll meet people along the way. Like there's so many situations, y'all, where I've gone out to bars alone. I've gone out to dinner alone. I've gone out to like a music show alone and been dancing and doing my thing and just having the best time. And obviously there's always a level of self-consciousness in the beginning where you're like, okay, this is weird and I wish I had people with me, but I'm not going to wait to live my life for others to join me, right? Like if I wait around to find those people who want to run alongside me and want to be my friend and want to build community, I'm going to be waiting forever, right? And the best way to find them is to actually be out living my life and to be out there just like growing and learning and expressing and creating and having fun and learning more about myself along the way. So that is one aspect of being alone and how it's really enriched my life, how it's developed me as a person, and how it's just given me tools and insights and revelations and lessons that no one else could have given me. And like I mentioned, a season of aloneness could only have given me. So I just wanted to share this quick message to say, if you are in that season, if you are feeling like, man, I'm so tired of not having people around me, I'm so tired of not having like-minded people to run with or to experience life with, whether that be romantically or in friendships, maybe even familial, or maybe collaborative partners, professionally, all of these different areas that we build community and build connections. All I'm going to say is just trust the process. Take the time to really get to know you, because truly when you come out of that season and you are a more authentic version of you, you are a bolder version of you, you have a sense of yourself in the world and who you are, it truly attracts the most aligned people, places, and things for you. And that is the benefit of taking the time. It's like the things that you bring into your life when you come out of that season actually feel good and are actually fulfilling and are aligned. And, you know, for myself in this season, as I'm coming out of it, even for myself, I'm so excited because I know I'm attracting the things that are meant for me, right? Because I'm so clear in who I am that I say no to what doesn't work and I say yes to what does. And my life truly feels like my own. Like, this is a life no one could live because it's perfectly designed and perfectly built for me, because I know who I am. And so I build my life based on that. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully the ramblings, I don't even think I'm rambling, but there's so much to unpack in that, you know, in this kind of message. There's so much to unpack. And it's such an embodied experience. Like, it's something you have to live through and you have to feel in your bones and in your soul, and that sometimes words fail to really express because it's a lived experience. And you will know when you have crossed a threshold of, you know, how your aloneness has built you from A to B. You know in your bones, like, you know for yourself what that has been like and what it has given you and how you have grown, and no one can take that away from you. So anyway, just wanted to share. Like I said, if you are in that season, embrace it, like, value it, take everything you can out of it, learn who you are and build that relationship with yourself. Ask yourself those hard questions about your life and what you want to see come out of your life. And just know you're not going to be there forever, right? We're humans, we're social creatures, we're wired to connect. No one can go the rest of their lives without making connections. So this too shall pass, but it will pass beautifully and so productively because you took the time to make the most out of it. So hopefully that adds value. Definitely stay tuned for more if this resonated with you, and we'll see you in the next video. Ciao.